Dark Psychology Explained: How Manipulation Really Works. Welcome to Cognitive Crown, your go-to place for deep insights into psychology, human behavior, and the hidden forces that shape our minds. In today's video, we are diving into one of the most fascinating and controversial areas of psychology: dark psychology. The title is Dark Psychology Explained: How Manipulation Really Works. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand the mechanics of manipulation, but also learn how to recognize it when it's being used on you. To make this easier, I'll share 10 powerful secrets of dark psychology, explained step by step, so you can protect yourself and spot manipulation instantly. What is dark psychology? Dark psychology is the study of human behavior when people use psychological tactics for selfish, harmful, or manipulative purposes. It's not just theory, it's the science of how people control, deceive, and exploit others. Unlike positive psychology, which focuses on growth and well-being, dark psychology explores the shadow side of the mind. It looks at strategies that bypass logic and go straight to emotions, instincts, and vulnerabilities. Understanding dark psychology doesn't mean you'll become manipulative. It means you'll learn how to defend yourself against it. The core of manipulation. At its heart, manipulation works by exploiting emotions. Logic and reason often take a back seat when someone pushes the right emotional buttons. Fear, guilt, desire, shame, and even love can all be weaponized. Manipulators study how people respond, then tailor their words and actions to achieve control. This is why manipulation often feels invisible. You don't realize it until it's too late. Secret 1. The power of emotional triggers. Manipulators know that emotions override rational thinking. If they can make you feel scared, excited, or guilty, you are more likely to comply. For example, salespeople often create urgency by saying limited time only, triggering fear of missing out. Toxic partners may guilt trip you with lines like, "If you loved me, you would do this for me." By pulling emotional strings, manipulators bypass critical thinking and gain quick compliance. Secret 2. Gaslighting, twisting reality. Gaslighting is one of the most dangerous dark psychology tools. It makes you question your own memory, perception, and even sanity. A manipulator denies what happened, downplays your experiences, or suggests you're overreacting. Over time, you start doubting yourself and depending on them for clarity. This gives them enormous power because when you can't trust your own mind, you're vulnerable to their version of reality. Secret 3. The foot in the door technique. This method starts with a small request that seems harmless. Once you agree, the manipulator escalates to bigger demands. For instance, a colleague might ask for just a little help, then keep piling on tasks until you're carrying their workload. Your brain feels pressure to stay consistent. If you agreed once, you feel guilty saying no later. This gradual approach makes manipulation harder to spot. Secret 4. The scarcity effect. Scarcity is a psychological trick that makes people overvalue what seems rare or limited. Marketers use it constantly with phrases like, "Only 2 left in stock." Manipulators use scarcity in relationships too. By making their time, affection, or approval feel rare, they increase your desire for it. When something feels scarce, people chase it harder, even if it's toxic. This creates a powerful trap where logic is abandoned for the illusion of rarity. Secret 5. Guilt and obligation. Manipulators often weaponize guilt to get what they want. They might remind you of favors they've done in the past, creating a sense of debt. Phrases like, "After everything I've done for you," are classic guilt tactics. The truth is, healthy relationships don't keep score. But manipulators rely on your sense of morality, making you feel obligated to comply. Secret 6. love bombing and withdrawal. One of the most extreme manipulative cycles is love bombing. At first, the manipulator showers you with affection, attention, and compliments. This floods your brain with dopamine, making you feel addicted to their presence. Then, suddenly, they withdraw, ignoring you, criticizing you, or pulling away. You chase the original high, trying harder to earn their approval. This cycle creates deep emotional dependency, which is exactly what they want. Secret 7: the illusion of authority. People are more likely to obey instructions if they believe the source has authority. Manipulators exploit this by exaggerating their status, experience, or knowledge. They might drop names, wear symbols of power, or speak with absolute confidence. Even if their claims are false, the illusion of authority creates trust and compliance. This is why scams often involve fake experts, uniforms, or titles. Secret 8: fear as a weapon. Fear is one of the strongest motivators of human behavior. Manipulators use fear to paralyze critical thinking and push people into quick decisions. They might say, "If you don't act now, you'll regret it forever," or "Without me, you'll be lost." Fear creates urgency, which leaves little room for analysis or resistance. When people feel cornered, they surrender control in hopes of safety. Secret 9: the silent treatment. Silence may seem harmless, but in dark psychology, it's a potent form of control. By withdrawing communication, manipulators create anxiety, uncertainty, and desperation. You start overanalyzing, wondering what you did wrong. To restore peace, you may apologize or give in, even when you've done nothing wrong. The silent treatment forces you to chase validation, handing control back to the manipulator. Secret 10: the illusion of choice. This tactic gives you options, but all of them benefit the manipulator. For example, a boss might say, "Do you want to stay late tonight or come in early tomorrow?" Both choices serve their interests, but you feel like you had control. By framing limited options, manipulators reduce resistance while keeping you trapped in their agenda. The illusion of choice is powerful because it hides control behind fake freedom. How to recognize manipulation. Now that you know the 10 secrets, how do you recognize them in real life? The first step is awareness. Notice when emotions like fear, guilt, or urgency suddenly spike in a conversation. Ask yourself, am I being pressured into this decision? If you feel confused, rushed, or constantly second-guessing yourself, those are red flags. Awareness is the first line of defense against dark psychology. How to protect yourself. Defending yourself requires boundaries. Learn to say no without over-explaining. Trust your instincts. If something feels manipulative, it probably is. Document interactions, especially when dealing with gaslighting, so you can ground yourself in reality. And most importantly, surround yourself with supportive people who validate your experiences. The more grounded you are, the less power manipulation has over you. Why people use dark psychology. It's important to understand why people resort to manipulation. For some, it's about control and power. For others, it's learned behavior from childhood or toxic environments. Some don't even realize they are manipulating. They see it as survival or strategy. Knowing the why doesn't excuse it, but it helps you understand the roots of manipulative behavior. The thin line between influence and manipulation. Not all influence is dark. Leaders, teachers, and mentors influence people positively by inspiring growth. The difference is intention. Manipulation benefits one side at the expense of the other. Healthy influence uplifts both sides. Learning to distinguish the two will help you protect yourself while also building positive connections. Final thoughts. Dark psychology is everywhere. In advertising, politics, workplaces, and even personal relationships. But now you know the 10 secrets of manipulation. Emotional triggers, gaslighting, foot in the door, scarcity, guilt, love bombing, authority, fear, silent treatment, and the illusion of choice. With this knowledge, you can recognize the signs, set strong boundaries, and protect your mind from hidden control tactics. Remember, awareness is power. And when you understand how manipulation really works, you take back control of your own mind.